Alright guys, I'm gonna level with you. I truly think that this optic is going to be the death of any Vortex LPVOs. Let's get into it. This video is proudly sponsored by Anderson Manufacturing. If you have ever wondered on building your own AR-15, Anderson Manufacturing is where it's at. With their affordable, lower receivers, or if you want to buy a tricked out AR-15 like the Anderson Frontline, which we've proudly showed here on the channel, they got you covered. They are an American-made business right in Hebron, Kentucky, built in the US, great customer service, and they have a quality product. If you want to get into AR-15 building or just get into AR-15s, Anderson is where you want to go. Thank you, Anderson Manufacturing, for sponsoring today's video. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Joe. If you're new here, I run Shooting Gallery. We are a channel where we review gear, guns. We show you how to fix things. We show you how to build things. We do a lot of stuff here, so if you're into that, please do me a favor and hit subscribe, smash that like button, do all that stuff that you're supposed to do. It helps us in the algorithm, and it tells YouTube that you guys are actually looking for this type of content, so we can actually get a broader audience as a whole. So Gideon Optics, you know the whole spiel. You know I love them. I am, bias aside, all this, we're going to get it out in the open. I personally love everybody at Gideon Optics. They are like family to me. So yes, they did send this out to the channel free of charge. Will that affect my thoughts? No. A little bit of background on me, if you're new to this channel, you're new to me. I've been a gunsmith for 5 years. I have an associate's degree in firearms technology from Sonoran Desert Institute, and I have personally shot every popular LPVO on the market, whether installing them, sighting them in, using them at the range. I've shot pretty much every single one. This is one of the best for the money. The Gideon Optics Guardian. We're going to get into the specs right now. So the specs are, it's a 1 to 10 variable magnification, adjustable windage and elevation from 0 to greater than 140 MOA in half MOA increments, a glass etched reticle, 11 illumination settings. Again, this is a second focal plane. This is probably the best second focal plane I've ever shot because I've shot this so much, I didn't realize it was second focal plane. Check that, figure that one out. I don't know. I was just doing my research as I'm doing this. I didn't realize this was second focal plane until I wanted to make sure I get the right information. These things come with a lifetime warranty unless you want to decide you want to run it over with your F-250. They probably won't cover that, but these things can take a beating, very durable, and priced affordably, MSRP at $399, but if you use that special discount code you all know and love, you can save some money and get yourself a sweet optic. It does also come with a magnification throw lever on the magnification. So that's the specs. I'm not really that particular about optics. I want to see, okay, is the glass clear? Can I hit what I'm aiming at? Is it easy to sight in? And, you know, does it have illumination? That's what I kind of want to get into next. So for the test pistol, AR rifle, whatever you want to use this on, we're using it on an AR pistol. We are using the Anderson Manufacturing Frontline 11.5 inch pistol. We're running it suppressed with an anechoic 30L. I have the Magpul pistol brace on here. We're running a Geisley Maritime bolt catch. We have the Viridian Weapons Technology Flux 2K angle foregrip light combination, and we also have an Odin Works magazine release. Basic stuff on an AR pistol. This has been kind of like my go-to, go to war, do everything AR-15. Big shout out to Anderson Manufacturing for also sponsoring this video as well. But the Guardian, I have tried so many different types of LPVOs. Sighting this in, I will say it took me a little bit because you have to kind of unscrew the cap, and then there's a little flathead screw you got to get it so you can raise the turrets up. Turrets are audible clicks, which is good, so when you're dialing it in, you can hear, okay, that click, 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 yep, that's what I want. Half MOA, that's I'd say is the industry standard, I would say. Very easy to sight in. The reticle, I'm going to show on the screen here or here, wherever it pops up. I'm not going to just show you. It's an illuminated reticle, kind of a Christmas tree type deal, but it is actually very useful when sighting it in, because when it comes into that Christmas tree, me personally, I always kind of zero it to where the point of that Christmas tree is where I'm putting it on. Then you can kind of work your elevation down depending on the elevation. I would say this is good between 1 and 600 yards, depending on the gun, the shooter, time of day, and all the variables that go into it. I am not a precision rifle shooter. The reason why I like variable optics is, LPVOs, non-red dot optics. My eyes are going. I don't see as well as I used to, and when I'm at the range, I like to, when I'm sitting there, I put this on a rifle rest or whatever, just so I can get accurate shots. I'm going to show you guys the target in a second. But what I like about this is that, one, it has the throw lever, so when I'm sitting at the bench, I don't have to squint through the scope. I can just jack that up all the way to 10 if I want to, so I can see, okay, without really moving, I can see, all right, yep, I'm hitting there. Okay, if I have to, I can adjust from there, depending on the distance. LPVOs are kind of all the rage. A lot of people have them on their AR-15s, AK-47s, PCCs, whatever you want. With Gideon coming in at pretty much, I'm going to say the direct competitor is the Vortex Strike Eagle. That is a first focal plane scope, but Vortex does make some second focal plane LPVOs. Crimson Trace does as well, and what's another one? Arkin Optics, something. Those are going to be primary arms as well. The primary arms ones are the only ones I really haven't that much experience with, but Vortex, Arkin, Crimson Trace, a lot of the big ones. I've kind of shot them and installed them all. The Vortex Strike Eagle, I would say, is the direct competitor to this. Price, features, all that. I'm not saying this because they sent this to me. I've used every type of LPVO on there. I would prefer the Guardian. If I got this as first focal plane, it would probably be the best LPVO on the market. Second focal plane, like I said, for those who are new to this, first focal plane, your dot enlarges, and that's it. Second focal plane, your dot or reticle stays the same, but the magnification goes, it gets a little bit more blurry. So first focal plane enlarges, second focal plane stays the same. First focal plane is easier on my eyes, but it's an illuminated etch reticle, which I do like, so if I lose battery, I'm not going to lose my reticle. So yeah, the Guardian is, again, one of the best on the market that you can get for the money, coming in at like $400. That's pretty affordable for anything. You could theoretically buy an off-the-shelf AR-15 for $600. With the mount, Gideon actually makes this 30mm mount. Yes, this is a 30mm tube as well. They do make a 34mm tube along with the 30mm. The 30mm, you'll be good to go for most AR work, but they do have their own proprietary mount, which is also on the website. They do package them together sometimes, so you can one-stop shop, get all your optics. You don't have to go to a different place to get the mount. It's a cantilever mount, so for those who are new to optics on AR-15s, cantilever means when you're looking at it, the mount is facing forward, so it brings your optical glass forward, gets it better for line of sight. A lot of people tend to use that. You can use the traditional two-ring system on this. As long as it's a 30mm tube, you will be good to go. So other than that, it's shot great. I'm going to add in some shooting footage here, and then we're going to get into the target.
Gunpowder hits the strike and fire. So that's why that's how you get that.
Alright guys, so I shot about, so far with this, I've had roughly 200-300 rounds through it, just kind of shooting it offhand. When I first got it, I really kind of put it through its paces, because again, I'm able to shoot an AR-15 between 25 to 50 yards. Jack that magnification up so I can actually see what I'm hitting at and not have to go down range every couple minutes, call cold range. Helps out if you're at a public range too. So I was just shooting standard 55 grain 223 Remington out of the Anderson Frontline, and this is my results. Now I will say I'm a pretty decent rifle shot. Accuracy is going to vary depending on the shooter as well and their capabilities, so don't take this as gospel, but the capability speaks for itself. So this is how I did it. These two sections, I was standing at about, I bumped it up to 25 yards, and I was standing like you just saw in the previous shooting montages, whatever we do in the video. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on the rest, which is right here. This is about a whole magazine worth. That's pretty good. We're not gonna get into MOA size. I'm not gonna take calibers to this. I'm not gonna do any of that, because you can tell by itself at 25 yards, if you can get pretty much same hole accuracy, it's a good LPVO. Then I really wanted to, no, okay, we're at 25 yards, that's all I'm limited to at my range. Was still using the shooting stand that I have from Foam Action Target, as you see here. Now with 55 grain ammo, it's a pretty accurate round. 223 5.56. It has a lot of capability. So the good thing about these Optics Planet targets, I have no affiliation with Optics Planet, but as the holes get smaller, so started here, okay, focus a little bit more, all right. This is the tiniest target on here, and it's same hole accuracy, all right. This LPVO, even being second focal point, it works. I found tremendous accuracy with it. Right as you get that Christmas tree reticle right on there, there you go. It was bright up today, so I didn't really need to use the illumination, but it is a green reticle. They have green and red. It's the accuracy potential out of something like this helps a shooter enjoy their range experience. They're able to probably take this into a competition, use it as a home defense. Hell, I'd use this hunting. Throw this reticle and this scope on, like, say, like a 350 Legend. I haven't tested it on anything bigger than a 223, but I know guys that have them on 300 blackouts and all that stuff. It works. So why not use a scope that's reliable, affordable, and can have some pretty decent accuracy given the shooter capability, given the rifle platform that it's on, or pistol platform in this case, because it's on an AR-15 pistol. I will say that shooting it suppressed and unsuppressed, my zero was a little bit off. It wasn't off tremendously. I only had to adjust it maybe a couple clicks on the elevation more than anything else. I didn't really have drift in my windage. It was my elevation I had to adjust. But again, you're adding another variable to an already proven platform. But just keep that in mind if you're adding the suppressor, and also the glass is clear enough to where you're going to see the mirage on the suppressor. And I was shooting it suppressed today, and within 3 mags you can see the mirage coming up through the scope. It's not going to affect your zero as long as you just kind of like account for that. But the Guardian is one of these LPVOs that will give you that capability, or at least add to your capability as a shooter, and you're not breaking the bank. They have an amazing lifetime warranty, and they'll take care of you. Guys, do me a favor. I am a huge supporter of Gideon Optics. I don't want to make this review go on longer than it does. You can tell I love the scope. I would personally think this is a Vortex Strike Eagle killer. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't say that on the internet, but I've used many LPVOs. This is one of my favorite LPVOs on the market. My only suggestion is they make this exact 1 to 10 and put it first focal plane. So my reticle is going to enlarge when I max the magnification out. That is my only gripe with it. The price point is perfect. The fact that they actually have the cantilever mounts from the same company, which I like. You don't have to worry about, you know, leveling your scope mounts and doing all that extra work. Not everybody who went to gunsmithing school knows how to use lapping bars on your cantilever mounts. It's an added tool you have to buy. It comes from the same mount. Everything's level. You're good to go. But at the same time, it's a good quality product. Great price. You can save some money if you use that super secret discount code. And I would 10 out of 10 recommend this. Is it the best in your opinion? Pick one up and try it yourself. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Big shout out to Gideon Optics. They are a huge supporter here on the channel. Also, thank you to Anderson Manufacturing for sponsoring today's video. We will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay shooting. Peace.